Peace. What's happening, good people? This Gift here for Pay Us No Mind. And today we're talking about the Spotify algorithmic playlist, Discover Weekly. Now, what is this Discover Weekly playlist? The Discover Weekly playlist is a algorithmic playlist that consists of songs that Spotify thinks users are likely to enjoy. Now, it differs from playlists like Artist Radio, because Artist Radio is like if you listen to music from Taylor Swift and Kendrick Lamar, neither of those artists would show up on the other artist radio station because of the difference in style and genre. But with Discover Weekly, it's more eclectic. So if somebody streams music from Taylor Swift and Kendrick Lamar, music from either of those artists can show up on their Discover Weekly playlist, as well as artists classified as similar to those artists. So artists like what's his name? Ab Soul might show up on your Discover Weekly playlist if you've streamed Kendrick Lamar. You know, even if you listen to Taylor Swift more often. So it can be all over the place. All over the place. Different styles, different genres, different artists with deep connections to some artists that just featured on a song that you streamed from another artist. So it can be all over the place in that sense. Now, why is Discover Weekly a beneficial playlist? Because it's aimed at discovery. It's in the title. And it's a lean forward playlist. So when people are listening to it, it's not like passive streams where somebody puts on a playlist and goes and works out or clean up or something like that. People play Discover Weekly when they're trying to find new music. So they are more open to something new, effectively. So you're reaching people who are open to discovering something new, and that can be beneficial to you. Now, how do you get on the Discover Weekly playlist? Well, it's pretty simple, and you get on it by getting people to listen to your music. That's effectively what you do. You get people to listen to your music because everybody that listens to music is listening to some artist, and they're not listening to just that artist. Odds are they're listening to more artists than that artist, and everybody that listens, like all the other users that listen, are probably streaming those artists as well. So if you get people streaming your music, you're going to be classified or identified as similar to some artists, which means you're going to make your way onto the Discover Weekly playlist. Now, what extent you hit the Discover Weekly playlist is another story entirely, because you can hit it light where you get 5 streams, 10 streams, something like that. Or you can hit it hard where you get thousands of streams. Now, what determines the impact of the hit is things like how much Spotify understands about the people that are streaming your music and the people that are streaming your music. So if you have people that are streaming your music and Spotify, they're active users, where Spotify understands that this user that likes artist A also likes artist B, and they're streaming this guy's music, so we're going to put his music on the Discover Weeklies of people who like artist A and artist B, then your music gets pushed out to a bunch of Discover Weekly playlists. You know, if you get people who are streaming your music who aren't active users, where there's not enough data for Spotify to understand who else would like it, then you don't make it onto Discover Weekly playlists. Right? Now, in addition to that, it's also the people that are streaming your music. Because if you have people streaming your music that have listening histories and listening patterns that are all over the place, like you got one user that streams you and listens to Taylor Swift. You got another user that streams you and listens to Kendrick Lamar, and another user that streams you and listens to Erykah Badu. Then it's like, okay, well, they putting you on the Discover Weekly of Erykah Badu fans, Kendrick Lamar fans, Taylor Swift fans, and they might not be fans of your particular style or genre. So if you got people that are streaming your music that are, let's say you have or your style is something like neo soul, and you get a whole bunch of people streaming your music that are neo soul fans, then your music will probably end up being pushed out to the Discover Weekly playlist of other neo soul fans. Now, because they're neo soul fans, they're more likely to have a positive response to your music. So they're more likely to save it and playlist it, which is going to have the impact of your music getting pushed to more Discover Weekly playlists and having a bigger impact on playlist distribution, right, for that song and more reach. So you want to get a concentrated group of people around a particular style of music, even though Discover Weekly is eclectic and, you know, it spans genre and style and all of that other stuff. If you have listeners that favor a certain style of music to where their Discover Weekly playlist leans heavily in that manner, it'll be more beneficial to you than just getting on a general Discover Weekly playlist where it just consists of a whole bunch of different types of music being served to a listener that is all over the place. Now, we are doing a deep dive into Spotify, and there is a link to the deep dive in the description box. You click that link, you could join us, man. You know, it's going to be a lot of articles, and I'm going to be posting, man, case studies and things like that, you know, about my experience advertising for artists and how hard we hit the algorithmic playlists and all of that, man. So click that link, check that out. You know, as always, y'all can hit me up at Payusnomind on Instagram, at Payusnomind on Twitter, Payusnomind@gmail.com. Make sure you like, comment, share. You know what to do, good people. This is Gift signing off. Pay us no mind. 1.